that's why I love pretending to talk about things, Tony. It means that we can just pretend
Yeah.
that we were having a conversation this whole time.
Yeah, we've been just trying shit this whole time. We're ready for it. It feels natural, right? Like,
I'm Billy fucking Butcher, and this is the boys. Right, let's go, Tangerine. It's Boomer Shooter-Con! Let's go!
I was told before recording there's a lot of them.
There's over 15 Boomer Shooters in this one video.
Jesus Christ! Right, I'm gonna keep an eye on the time,
Tony,
and I'm gonna make sure
Tony,
we're on time.
It's the year of Boomer Shooters. They're back, baby. It's time.
Yeah. Well, I would argue they've never really gone. They just kind of slowed us down a bit.
I think.
I don't know. A lot of Boomer Shooters blend into one for me.
I think the big thing that brought them back, you gotta go back. Doom 2016. That's when things start to really pop off.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's when people are like, "Holy shit! You know what? Doom's actually pretty fucking fun. Why did we ever stop playing this?"
Yeah. I mean, Doom's fun. I like Doom.
Yeah. You can take those older design. All of them. You can take those old design ideas and you can polish them up and you can put them in new games. You can take out the shit that doesn't work. You can take out the fucking,
Or like add a twist to it and change it to what does and doesn't work.
The limitless button hunts that take you forever to figure out where the fuck you're supposed to go. You can take that shit out. You can just keep in the fun as fuck gameplay and gun shooting.
Yeah.
So first up we have a game called Incision, and this game is really cool. So the description is: slaughter your way through nightmarish industrial mazes, transform cityscapes into surreal alien structures to hunt down the growth in this
aliens.
Fast-paced and merciless retro-style first-person shooter. I have no fucking idea what's going on with Tony.
I thought we were just playing demons in the blood world.
I didn't ask what was going on in the story. I just got given a gun and I started shooting people. This is America, baby. Don't catch me slipping now. But generally with these games, I don't ask questions about the story. It's all about, is the gameplay good?
I'm a massive stickler for like the setting and like the concept of the setting and things. Like I always want to know, but yeah, get gameplay first, right?
Yeah. So, is the game fun? Yeah, it's fucking fun. Like, it's a really cool game. I'm getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes from this one. I'm getting a lot of.
It looks very visceral.
I was gonna say I'm getting a lot of Dusk vibes from this game. It reminds me of that game a lot. It looks very much like a New Blood game. But yeah, I didn't write a single note for any of the games I played because I was just too busy playing games. But I think I wrote one note, and it was for this game, and it was that I wish the animations that you could cancel animations to switch weapons and cancel reloading, because I was like, that would make the game feel so much like smoother.
Yeah.
In the same way, like in Doom Eternal, there's so much like gameplay goes up, like the skill ceiling goes up so much more when you get good at like weapon switching and juggling, where you can just like spam so many more shots out.
Right.
I really like the really fast-paced, fast movement stuff. Like a lot of people prefer Doom 2016 to Doom Eternal because of the difference in like the platforming and the speed and the way that the weapon design means you have to use every single gun in order to defeat specific enemies. I love the changes they made in Eternal. Like I'm much more about let's go fucking fast. I love like platforming games. I love going fast. Shout out to Sonic.
Well, I mean, I go fast. I feel like having specific weapons and things is a bit confusing to me, but I've not played them as well.
Like, I'm looking at the shotgun right now, and I'm like, this looks exactly like the Ultra Kill shotgun in a lot of ways. Like,
well, it's a standard shotgun, right?
Yeah.
This looks like a crazy gun.
But I've been playing a whole lot of retro FPSs recently, and this is one of the good ones. There wasn't much bullshit with switch hunting, which is always a positive for me. It was all about just run around and shoot shit, which I like. The only thing was, I don't think there was any checkpoints in the level, so the way it works, if you died, you just have to start the entire thing again, which I did. I was like, you know what? I got pretty far. I died. I had to start the entire thing again. I sat down and I played the entire thing again, beat it. But maybe put an option to have like automatic checkpoints just in case, people want that sort of thing. I'd probably turn it on.
Yeah.
I like fast-paced combat that can be punishing, but I also like,
Yeah, but you don't
not
want to be
losing
annoying.
like half an hour of progress because I got shot by one enemy across
Yeah.
the map. Like,
Yeah.
but other than that, really strongly recommend Incision. So another thing we usually do, Tony, is I get you to guess what engine you think these games are running on.
Right.
But this year, well, most years it's really fucking hard to try and figure it out.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do instead is, if a game is running on a weird engine, I'll just tell you. If I remember it, I assume, because like most of the time it's like, if you see the menu, you go, "Oh, that's a really weird looking fucking menu. That's GZ Doom." And then if you don't see a weird, like, outdated, archaic menu, you go, "Oh, well, it's probably Unity because every game's made in Unity these days."
Yeah.
So I'll tell you if this.
Or if it's like interesting lighting that's like, oh, that might be Unreal, maybe.
So next up we have. Oh, I think this is after I died and started again. If I just cut the gameplay. Next up we have Selaco. I purposely recorded the fucking menu on this one, Tony.
Okay.
This game menu is better than most AAA games. It has so many accessibility options.
Look at that.
The menu is amazing. Tony, this game is running on fucking GZ Doom. It's running on the original.
What?
It's running on the original Doom engine right now.
No, I would never have guessed that.
I was thinking, if I show him this fucking menu and I ask him what engine it's running on, he's going to say Unity. He's going to say Unity.
I would have done. It's a good menu though.
Yeah.
Like, it's like really obvious. Like, okay. Also, one of my problems with modern menus, like, it doesn't like. It's either not a drop down, and like you then like go between like multiple different things. You can't see what the other options are.
Oh, there was like a streamer mode as well, which disabled film grain, reduced screen shake, and made it better for recording. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna turn that on. That sounds pretty cool. Lots of options and how you want to play, which is pretty cool to see.
Well, no, I've been told that having a difficulty would ruin games, so
you can choose your playstyle. There's traditional mode with auto saves at checkpoints, or there's a hardcore mode and there's a randomizer mode.
Rightful start, okay.
So I don't know if you noticed, but in some like older games, you would only start. You would have what was called like a pistol start, or like a no gun start, where if you died in a level, you would start the level again with none of the weapons you'd found in the previous levels.
Right. Okay.
So in the old Spirit, you can rifle start every level in order to make it a bit harder for yourself, I guess is the idea.
Make you push to such a level.
It's insane how much you can interact with in this game. Holy shit, there is so much detail put into this game. Like, Selaco is legit, like, so fucking good. I can't believe this is running on the original Doom engine. It is absolutely insane how much detail is in this game. There's like a random arcade game, right? And I'm like, oh, I'll click E on it, and then it will like pop up on the screen, and it'll show like a little image or something. No, there's a full like arcade game inside this game, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like, the name of the game on this one is Everything has been meticulously made and put there for a reason. There's so much detail
all at once.
And the gameplay is so good. It is fast-paced. It is fast. There's sliding. There is fast movement. The AI is smart. It will actually try and flank you and try and get around you rather than just standing there like dumb AI. Holy mo! I've been looking at this game for a while. There wasn't a publicly available demo that you could play. And I really wanted to try it, and I'm glad that we've got our first chance to publicly play Selaco, and it is so fucking good. Holy moly, it is good.
I'm liking the aesthetic so far.
Yeah.
Waiting to see some action, I suppose.
Yeah, this is like the prologue sections. There's not much action here. Because you sort of start off without a gun. Oh, there's ADS, Tony. There's ADS.
Okay. Sights is good.
I
mean, that's not a true boomer should be able to aim down sights. That's not.
Some people was complaining about the fact that the enemies had purple blood, and
okay.
I was like, because they were saying, oh, they don't want to show red blood because they're scared of showing humans being killed rather than some weird aliens.
Yeah, in the year 2022, that's what we're scared of.
Do you not think it has something to do with readability? Like purple blood's going to be a lot easier to see for a lot of people rather than red blood?
Well, I'm looking at it like it looks really cool.
Yeah, and that's another reason. It looks really fucking cool.
I feel like if we're in like early 2000s, hell, like even like early 2010s, that might be an argument.
Tony, there's a rotating fan on the ceiling. Hang on, I gotta highlight this.
What? Sorry, what?
Look at there's a rotating fan on the ceiling. This is in GZ Doom.
Okay. To be fair, yeah, in my head it's like still like, oh,
this
is
a fork off a fucking 20 plus, like 20, 30 plus year fucking Doom engine. Like, it's insane to me.
I don't know. The blood, by the way. The blood color is great.
Yeah, it looks really, really fucking cool.
It's like actually different. It's not just everything's red. I mean, whoa, there's human blood here. Hang on, wait, Joe, there's red blood. That must mean that they're different to humans.
Oh, holding them out.
Right, so there is red... Okay, well...
It's like
this
the
aliens,
shotgun pistol thing you get, which I didn't get along with too well. I think I preferred the rifle, but I tried to use it. It was alright.
So now I want to know why they've got purple blood. Like, that's what I'm now thinking.
And
like,
that's part of the story.
Yeah.
And
like
you got
environmental storytelling.
You've got the placeholder in the mirror. Because this is an early demo for the game. This guy's a perfection. The reason this is the first, like, playable demo for this game is this guy's, like, a perfectionist. He wants it to be perfect, which you can tell based on how everything is exactly where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and all these posters and oh my god, too much effort. Too much effort for stuff you're never gonna see.
Animations are so sick as well. Like, it's so good. It just has that. It has that. You sort of progress through the map. I never got lost on the map. It was always very clear where I was supposed to go. There were basically doors with keycard access, very similar to Doom. There's a vacuum robot. Yeah.
Get the Roomba out of her.
It's crazy you can find. There's like there's coins you can collect, which you can spend on like machines. There's grenades you get. There's armor which you put on, and there's health, and there's overhealing as well.
Okay.
There's like loads of secrets and collectibles, and there's the opportunity to like unlock secrets, so you can go back and go, oh, there's a locker over here, but I need the keycard for this, and you'll go to a different part of the map and find the keycard for that, and then you can backtrack through all the levels in order to get back to it and unlock that secret, which I was like, oh, that's really cool. I saw that VAC access thing where the little robots go, and I'm like, I wonder if there's a way that you can like put like an explosive in one of those vacuums and then send it at the enemies, because that shit would be really, really cool.
Yeah,
like
that'd be cool.
Just small little detailed stuff like that. I thought, man, that seems cool. But yeah, so that was level 1. This is level 2. Lockdown. Oh, this is lockdown level 3. Let's see if I can find this like vending machine. Oh, here it is, Tony. I'll show you the vending machine gameplay.
So you found a vending machine.
Space bro, save the Earth, bro. And this is just this is just inside the game. I was struggling at first because I was trying to figure out what the controls were. I couldn't figure out how to shoot. By the way, Tony, you're not safe while you're playing this. You could be shot by the enemies if there's any around you, so you got to be careful when you play this. Man, they put like such good detail into this game. I'm gonna keep gushing about this game, but honestly, if you haven't tried Selaco and
It looks good.
you want to play it, it's really fucking fun. It is so well made, and it is really, really fun. So I'd highly, highly recommend it.
I only spent 8.5 minutes talking about it.
That's an improvement for me. Usually it'd be half an hour.
Yeah, it'll be half an hour on this one.
This is footage from 10 Minutes Till Dawn. And this is something I played before the demo festival. I don't know if you know about this game.
I've heard of it. I don't know.
So basically, the general idea is it's going off that same vein of Vampire Survivors, where it's like wave-based, roguelite, very much, collect XP, you get levels, and you make a build on the fly. But the big difference between Vampire Survivors and this is Vampire Survivors, you literally walk around, you don't move. In this one, you're actually aiming.
Okay.
So it's more of like a shooter bullet hell game sort of thing. And I think I may have talked about this before, but I downloaded this demo, like pre-demo festival. But some of these games I played before the demo fest, but I had the demos on my computer, and I recorded footage for them. And I'm like, well, I might as well just put them into the demo fest category if we're talking about a bunch of demos. When I didn't have internet, I had this demo. I'm like, I'll try out this demo. I played the fuck out of this demo, and I was like, this is so fucking fun. Like building like lightning builds and trying out like big fire builds and just doing fucking pet builds where you can like scale have a bunch of like companions that scale off like gun damage and stuff like that. Like there was really, really interesting shit you could do.
It looks really good so far. So it gets even more complicated than this, and like you can like actually synergize.
And the demo had a lot of content, and it came out recently, and I purchased it because I was like, this demo is really, really fucking good, and it's really, really fun. And the reason I got it is the same reason I got Vampire Survivors, because Vampire Survivors was a small indie game. It was really, really well designed, and it came out and it was really cheap. It was like £3, £2. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to pick it up. And this is in that same vein. So this came out. The demo was called 10 Minutes Till Dawn, and the full game's called 20 Minutes Till Dawn, and the full game cost £2. So it's like, I played the fuck out of this like for hours on end when I didn't have internet. So I am just going to, it's £2. I'm going to buy this. This is an insane value proposition.
I feel like the past like few years we keep getting like these like indie games that are like really, really good but like really, really cheap. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I just feel like they're underselling their game. Maybe they could charge more.
Yeah, I think it's a bit underselling, and I think it's a bit. It's a bit like also, maybe it's to do with if they make an insane value proposition, they'll just make so many more sales.
Yeah. You're not storing physical goods. Like you only have to really contend with like.
So the way it works is a roguelite, but then you get currency as you play, and then that allows you to unlock new characters and new weapons, which you can play through with, which is sort of the progression. And then I've been playing in the full game. They've made it so that it's similar to Vampire Survivors, where you can buy talents that you take through with you in every run, sort of thing. So you'll get like plus 5% more damage or an extra health or something like that, which is, I think, is a good way to do it for replayability sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've been playing 20 Minutes Till Dawn as well, the full game, and I can say it still is fun. They're still doing updates to it, adding like new characters and weapons. And they've also given you 2 ways to play, because this was 10 Minutes Till Dawn, so if you see in the top right corner, you have to survive for 10 minutes. But in the full game, you can survive for 20 minutes. And I think, personally, I preferred the 10-minute version, where it was just 10 minutes a time, and it was like very easy and quick to play through. But they've made it so you can either play a 20-minute run or a 10-minute run, so they allowed you to play both, which I think is cool. So I think
more options better.
Yeah, so in the shorter version, the 10-minute version, you get like a lot more XP, a lot more quicker, sort of thing. And so it's a lot more quicker. So they've like balanced it out, which is cool to see.
Yeah.
And you can just get like, I've had games where I've just got insane builds where I've got like I've got like an SMG that's firing, hundreds of bullets. Every bullet is electrocuting, which is then popping off, is freezing enemies, and then that freeze is mixing with the electricity, and then that's popping off another passive, and it's just like that's the sort of stuff I love about these games, when you do a bunch of runs and you get to that one run where you're just like, I feel really powerful, like this is really fun, sort of thing. And it's just like, it's sort of, I think these games are sort of just like chasing that high of, just you get to customize your character in a way you want, and then you get to reap.
And you discovered an optimal build,
making that ultimate combo, where you like get like the perfect weapons and power ups together, which I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah. This sounds great.
But next up, Tony, we've got Angerfoot, another Devolver game, and I fucking love this, Tony. From the developers of Genital Jousting.
Yeah.
From the developers of Broforce.
Well, it's also the publisher of Genital Jousting, so it's the old team up again. Yeah, I really like. I think I've watched some of this.
From the developers of Gorn, the VR game. I'm convinced at this point, Free Lives is just like, I'm gonna make a new game every single time.
Yeah, I'm convinced of that as well. So this is another one of those games from like I looked at and like, oh yeah, the trailer's interesting. Then like I watched the demo and go, oh, this is even better than I thought it was.
Yeah. So essentially, what this is, you see me headbanging to the fucking melody, the music. This is essentially 3D Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
3D FPS Hotline Miami.
Feet only.
But with your feet. And it's gone to this whole like beat that like. That was one of the really good things with Hotline Miami was, I don't know if I think it was the No Clip documentary, they were talking about all the music in that game is designed to put you in like a hypnotic trance state, where you're just going from room to room to room, and it gets you in this like really cool mood. And Angerfoot does that as well. It has this very much, stable electronic beat, like doom, 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 doom. Like, and
you can play to the beat.
Yeah. I was playing a like rhythm FPS, and I felt more like I was able to play to the beat in this game than I did the rhythm FPS.
Yeah, because I think we talked about it not while we're recording. It's like I personally prefer games where you can play to the beat, but like you don't have to. Like it just it just makes it better, and actually probably will perform better than having been forced to do it.
So as soon as I figured out that there was a no feet challenge, I immediately was like, I'm gonna fucking no feet challenge this level, because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, look how cool the kicks are. So you have to, right?
So you can no feet challenge every level. I think I eventually start shooting, so I'm like, okay, I have to see what the shooting's like. So you can shoot your gun, and then you can right click to throw it, which will stun enemy. You can pick up other people's guns. This isn't. So you're watching this and you're going, okay, I get it. You go around, you kick people. It's so much more than that. It is so much more than that. It gets to like, there's like tons of different enemy types. There's even a boss battle that you defeat by kicking the fuck out of it, Tony. Like, this game is insane.
So I was going to ask about the different enemy types. So there's lots of enemy types you have to like think about how to actually tackle them.
Yeah, so there'll be guys with shotguns, there'll be guys with SMGs. There's some guys with like riot shields. Some guys will... there'll be like suicide grenade guys that will try and blow you up. And I didn't even know you could do this until I watched somebody else play. But you can... If someone throws a grenade at you, you can kick it back in the air and like reflect it back at them.
Oh, nice. Okay. Much like Hotline Miami, you basically die in like what, 2 shots?
Yeah, so you die very quickly in this game as well. Yeah. You do get some like slight regenerating health if you get shot and you go around the corner and then you wait a second. But again, the game is incentivizing you to go fast and go to the beat. So you generally don't want to slow down, at least when you're playing. I mean, there's the option, but I found like I wanted to keep going and going faster, try and get that speed run, try and get those objectives, and it was just... This was one of my favourite demos. I thought this was so much fun.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's that like Hotline Miami, that John Wick simulator.
Yeah.
Well, you are the enemy. You're going
And
around and killing everyone.
And like I feel like it's addictive as well because like it's so easy to die. Like I feel like that if you win, like you just survived.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Um.
But yeah, the impact, the animations, like it looks good from where I'm sitting.
We can go ahead a bit. So here's like the SMG. That's just a different weapon you get. Here's me bobbing my head to the music because I'm enjoying playing it so much. This is like one of those hypnotizing games where I watch it and I just get like lost.
Yeah.
How like cool it is to watch. Oh, so another thing I wanted to mention, the overview map looks really cool. There's a system similar to the mask system. These are the grenade guys I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
In Hotline Miami, there's a mask system where you wear different masks and they give you different abilities. In this game, there's the sneaker system.
I was gonna say,
so the customization in this one is you wear different sneakers, which gives you different abilities.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. I hope I haven't skipped it, because it starts off like this and it's like gameplay, gameplay, gameplay. And then eventually you get to a point and it's just like, what the fuck is happening? Oh wait, here it is, here it is. Tony, this game's got story. It's got levels, it's got levels.
Well, the story I want is just headbanging in the car, that's what I care about.
One of the levels is just this. I love free lives. Keep making weird shit. I love that you just control everything with your foot, because to this guy it's the most important thing to him.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, my phone's going off.
The old Nokia.
Angerfoot, it's Goo Cop. This is the setup for the game, Tony. Anything missing? Wait. You regret interfering with the crime gang? Check your fax machine.
Okay. I still refuse to believe fax machines were ever useful.
No. They have Arthur, my favourite pair of sneakers.
No! Wait, do they have both pairs or just the one?
I think both pairs. Arthur's been taken. So, like, the idea of the game is you go back to the levels and you collect the sneakers. I love that all the toilets are, like, blurred out for no reason. It's very Kane and Lynchy.
Yeah.
Oh, whenever you die, the enemies just start dancing, which is, like, a nice touch. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, I've
See me dying here, the enemies will just stand there dancing. But let's skip ahead, because I'm sure I'll be talking about this for a while. I want to show you some of the more interesting enemies. The guy with a riot shield, which you can't shoot from afar, so you have to like flank this guy with your feet is the way to defeat him.
Wait, enemy you have to counter with your feet.
Yeah. Then you can like go around him and then kick the door at him. You can defeat him. I'm just going to be skipping for a bit. The enemy design's great as well. Oh, so here's another enemy. There's fucking tentacles in the sewers that come out in this game.
Right.
Yeah, shit gets weird. But I love it.
Yeah? I just love the headbanging at the end.
I unlock some new shoes, air violence. I go to Tacky Town to pick up my new shoes.
So
Gain
opening a loot
ammo
box.
with every kill. I got that crap check on my new sneaks. Man, I want to play this again. I'm gonna play the fuck out of this when it comes out. This is so much fun.
It looks great.
I might just buy this when it releases because it's that much fun.
Okay, yeah.
Depends how expensive it is. If it's like indie price, like 15-20 pounds, then yeah, that's a day one buy for me.
Slime fucker.
Yeah, goddamn slime. Okay, now I gotta show you I gotta show you the fucking boss fight. The Goo Copter is Goo Cop, my nemesis. Hang on, I gotta go back to the beginning. This isn't the start of it. We have to go back to the start of the fight. It just starts off with this. And like, you get no guns, but you've got your most powerful weapon of all, the feet.
Right, makes sense. So you kick... Oh my god, okay. You kick stuff at it?
No, you kick it.
You just kick...
Skip ahead, so... You have to like bed it into charging and then kick it.
Right.
The whole time the game's sending enemies at you. I think it got stuck. Like, I don't know if this is supposed to happen. Better kick it quick. Yeah, it's probably a bug. Don't worry, Tony. The boss has multiple phases that you have to go through. It's like a Cuphead boss. You have to. That's just phase 1.
It's like Elden Ring.
It now drops explosive enemies at you.
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
You then have to hit his like weak spot on the bottom of the helicopter with your foot.
Yeah. As he's dropping. I assume you can accidentally jump off the edge here.
Yeah. Or you can be killed by the random enemies. You have to keep on top of those as well. Or you can be killed by the exploding dudes. Like I did here.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Back to phase 1. I'm like, okay, that's the end of the boss battle. I've killed him. Tony?
He's now a car.
There's phase 3. Phase 3!
It's not really a copter anymore, it's just a family car.
You'll regret this, Goo Cop. You stole my sneakers. I'm like, there's not going to be a phase 4, motherfucker. I'm kicking you now.
Is he dead?
Yeah, that's the end of the demo. Anger Foot is really fucking good. Play this game. So good. Next up, we have Binary Run. Let's see if I remember this one. Oh, this one was kind of shit.
Okay.
But it was a shooter, so I put it in the shooter category. It was okay. I don't think I would play it again. It was pretty, like, just mediocre. There was not really anything particularly interesting about it. If you like the idea of, like, a retro cyberpunk FPS where you go around shooting, like, flying robots with not really much more to it, I guess this might be a game for you, but personally, I just didn't really find this interesting at all.
Right.
It didn't have, like, too many redeeming qualities to me. But the next game is really fucking... Okay, I always try and highlight the intro if it makes it look like it's running on an old computer, or like Splatter had the fake FBI warnings and stuff like that. I love that sort of stuff. When you start the game and it like tries to run as like an old PC or something like that.
Yeah. And emulating the experience.
Tony, this is Biocrsis 2. Return to the Lab. I think we talked about this. I think I may have shown a trailer on the podcast before. But the idea of this is it's a modern take on House of the Dead, basically.
Right, right.
So it's like a light gun shooter.
1-to-1. Biocrsis.
Like a light gun, like on rails shooter, but made for like modern age sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be interested in what it would be to, how it would be to play with a light gun. I never tried like a light gun. Immediately, a game like this, I'm like, this would make a lot of sense to play in VR because you could play it with like a virtual light gun with a VR controller.
Yeah.
But from playing with the mouse, I can say the mouse is really fucking fun. It has that great, like, old, House of the Dead zombie aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I love it when it's just like, don't shoot, reload, don't shoot, hold your fire.
Yeah.
The soundtrack's sick as well. I think it's an original song.
It has nostalgia value for sure.
Yeah, it's another one of those. It's another one of those like new genres of nostalgia. Now we had, Doom boomer shooter nostalgia. We now have like House of the Dead boomer shooter nostalgia.
And I mean, almost anything old that people
Headshot.
like is nostalgia at this point.
But I used to love playing these games at like the arcade and the cinema. Like,
Yeah.
I absolutely adored these games. So getting to play them again.
Like, I feel like that's that might be like a weird concept to younger people. It's like, you play games before going to the cinema. Going in to actually watch.
Yeah, it was really fun to go to the arcade because in the arcade you had experiences like using light guns that you couldn't do at home.
Yeah.
And like the arcade,
you watch other people
before like
stuff.
the more powerful home consoles, like there were more powerful machines in the arcade than you had at home previously. But pretty quickly, home consoles and PCs, they just very quickly caught up.
It just
which made the main draw of the arcade was that they had, the racing sims. They had the light guns, but I feel like a big problem now is that people have racing sims at home and people have, light guns or they have VR now.
Because like if you want a racing sim, like you're gonna fork out the money yourself anyway. So same for VR. Although I obviously not sustainable, but I have heard that people have gone to like try out VR, like those sort of things.
Yeah, which I think is a good idea.
Only then want to get them.
I think having VR in arcade is actually a genuinely good idea.
Yeah.
Because that's a great place to test it out.
To make it like sustainable, like make it something like more like kind of like a timeless sort of thing that people keep coming back to, I think you need an experience that can only be had with other people in real life. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the audio and like soundtrack for this game are really cool.
It has its like own charm to it. Like it has its like own distinct feel, but also being nostalgia. Like it's quite. I like how they've gone. I like how they've got the rain similar to the GTA Definitive Edition.
Yeah. What you're seeing now is the game, Tony. It is really fucking fun. There's even a boss fight. So, if you like those old House,
Resident Evil.
I wanted to play the House of the Dead remake they just put on Steam. I haven't played it yet, but I'm looking forward to playing more of like these House of the Dead throwback games. So definitely check this one out. Next up we have Deadlink, and Deadlink is a guns blazing cyber FPS roguelite elements in it. I heard lots of people talking good stuff about this, so I decided to check it out. I was sort of on it, to be honest with you.
Right.
It's definitely worth trying, I think.
I like the aesthetic.
I think maybe it's just not the game for me. Again, I've said like previously, I'm sort of going off roguelites.
Right.
Just generally.
You want like a more like hand polished, like handcrafted
I like single player
Story
linear
driven.
games
Yeah,
usually.
yeah.
So
Where the gameplay like combines with the story. Yeah, I can appreciate that. I feel like roguelikes had their time of like the only thing that indies would make. So I
one
feel
thing.
like
So you had like a shotgun and a rocket launcher. Those were your two weapons. It seemed like you could select different classes, and then the different classes would change your weapons. But there was only one class available in the demo.
right,
Um,
okay.
but I think if there was another class of different weapons, I may have preferred that to shotgun and rocket launcher. So I felt that was quite constraining for my playstyle. Maybe that
Okay.
caused me not to have as much fun as other people did. I felt like the fact that you had to keep like marking enemies in order to like get shields off them, I think it was, or you had to like I constantly feel like I was taking loads of damage in this game. It was very tedious to keep like getting health back from doing like this special combo move you had to do. I
Right.
don't know. I didn't find it that fun.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's interesting. It was a bit like slow. The one thing I did want to mention quickly was I liked the mechanic of it was similar to like in Ghost Runner because there's a sort of cyberpunky. In Ghost Runner, you had it so you had like batteries sort of thing,
Yeah.
and in this it has batteries, so you can take different power ups, but they require different levels of charge to use. So you can set it so every time you reload, an effect happens, and then depending on the effect, you need more charge to put it in a certain slot, which I thought was an interesting way to do it. It's like, yeah, you can choose a really powerful ability, but you only be able to use it on this specific effect. I like that sort of
Right.
customization.
Yeah.
Other than that, I thought the game was okay. I just ultimately didn't think the game was for me. So that's my thoughts on Deadlink.
Yeah. I maybe try it out.
This is Hands of Necromancy. So this is another GZ Doom game. So this is running on the branch of the original Doom engine. Yeah, this one was okay. I liked the style of like going off that Heretic Hexen style of like wizard-based gameplay, like magic.
I really like the concept of magic shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It seems like an interesting concept.
I thought
to me.
the fire sprite from these mages was really well made. I was like, holy shit, that looks really cool. That was one of the cool things I thought. You have a magical dagger as well. It's like, oh, it's the melee weapon, but then it also the magical dagger takes like magical sword takes energy to use. I was like, oh, so it's not really a melee weapon, but I guess you can use it as one, and then the charged up version deals a lot of damage, maybe. I played this based on the recommendation I read on Reddit, I think, of other people who played demos. The only thing I really like the gameplay. I wasn't a fan of the head bobbing. I would like an option to turn off head bobbing. I'm generally not a fan of that sort of stuff. Because I know you can turn off head bobbing in GC Doom. Or at least the base version lets you turn it off or down.
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure out how to do it. I find it helps with like motion sickness. Because whenever you play a game running on the Doom engine, if you look at massive head bob is a thing that's like massively been turned down in newer games.
Yeah.
But if you like on the old Doom games, you'll just notice head bob a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're constantly moving up and down as you move.
I know some people that just like hate like any sort of like head bob, but like to me, like it really like emphasized the walking. And
I think it's just preference. I think it's the same with motion blur. I think motion blur can be done good, but generally motion blur is just so bad in most games that I just generally turn it off.
Well, I
But
don't know.
there is games where I like it, like, and another one is Depth of Field. I think Depth of Field done right is really cool.
Yeah.
It gives it that great like tiny feel.
I don't know.
Sometimes it's done bad.
I don't know. When it comes to some motion blur, like I just feel like even when people point out again, like, oh, motion blur has been done really well in this game, I look and go, I don't see the need for it. Like I feel like my eyes and brains does it without it. I don't need the motion blur. Like I just feel like that's how I perceive the world. Like it's fine without it. Like my brain can do it. Like, but other people seem to just really like it.
Yeah. So, I'm looking at the community page for this. Somebody's asking, how do I disable head bob?
Yeah.
I can't disable it in GZ Doom. How do I do it? Apparently, it's under options, then full options, then under HUD options is how you disable head bob in GZ Doom. I couldn't figure it out, but I know a lot of people, you either love or hate head bob. So it's I think it's a default thing in GZ Doom that you can just turn it off, and as this is based on GZ Doom, I knew that it would probably have the option to turn it off. I just, there's like a million options and I couldn't find it. Which is why I was like pointing out how good Selaco's options menu is.
Yeah.
They
put effort into it.
Yeah. But yeah. This one, I think gameplay was cool. I was a bit confused where I was supposed to go. It did turn a little bit into like a button hunting quest, but it wasn't as bad as some of the other ones I've played. So if you're into like that older like design of, you know, going around the map and trying to figure out, you know, what button you need to press to open the door to get through, and then you like the older Doom gameplay with the heretic hex and like wizard magic thing, this is definitely going to be a game for you. I think this game's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I was gonna ask, like, did they in the demo do anything interesting with the magic, or was it very much just like shooting with magic?
I think it's very much just shooting for magic from what I played, but I think I only really played the first level, sort of thing.
Okay, I just really think like if you're gonna do like shooting magic, then you like have. I
think there was like a tornado. I kept getting these tornado spells things, but for the life of me, couldn't figure out how to use them. So I was just like, oh, I don't know how to do this. So again, I think with these like these older games, like Selaco and, you know, great stuff exempt. Sometimes when you have these old games on the GZ Doom engine, it can be hard to be like, press this button in order to use this spell. Like you need to tell the player that and stuff like press numpad 6 in order to activate your healing potion, and it's just like, how am I supposed to know to do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, that sort of stuff I don't like. That can be annoying, but this was okay. Next up, we have a game called Hellscreen, and the big gimmick about Hellscreen is you have a rear view mirror above you in order to see what's behind you, and then you can shoot backwards. And I was like, yeah.
You shoot forwards?
Yeah, you shoot forwards normally, but then you press a button and you shoot backwards. And initially I was like, oh, the mirror's a gimmick? Because all the enemies in the beginning, you can just shoot them forwards and you don't need to shoot backwards. So I was like, it's going to be annoying to fire backwards. Why wouldn't I just always choose to fire forwards?
That's what I'm thinking right now, yeah.
There's invisible enemies that can only be seen in your rearview mirror.
Okay. So what's Jupiter doing?
What did Jupiter do? I thought it looked like the Death Star to me. That's
no, that's Jupiter.
Okay.
Jupiter, definitely a gas giant. That's tiny.
So the core gameplay of this was, it was very like simplistic arena shooter. So you would go through portals and then you would progress by, basically you would run through and shoot a bunch of enemies and then find a door objective and then you go to the next portal. So it was very like simple arena-based retro FPS, but I thought it was quite cool. I'd recommend trying out this one just to see if you like it, because I do think the idea of, oh, you need to look over your shoulder because there's something you can only see in your rearview mirror, that does add a bit of terror to it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like it was almost like a horror element. I wouldn't say the game was
Yeah.
particularly like creepy or spooky, but it definitely did have the element of like you kind of have you literally need to look over your shoulder a lot of the time, like with the rear view mirror, which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah,
What's going on here? Just being raised up on a platform. Okay.
shooting some enemies. Get my shotgun out. Let's see if I can find the invisible enemies so I can showcase the. Got my super shotgun that I can shoot red crystals with. I have to go through the gameplay because I don't know what's where the
Yeah.
certain enemies are going to be.
It's an interesting aesthetic though. The
Oh,
two-tone.
yeah, yeah, I do think it looks pretty cool. So this enemy here is invisible. So if you look at the screen, you can kind of see him when you're looking in front on. He's like this see-through eye thing. So when you're looking at him, he closes his eye. But when you look at the top behind, he opens his eye and you can attack him from behind in the rearview mirror. So these are the invisible enemies I'm
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
I'm reading one of the community reviews and they're saying, hey, can you remove the mirror from the game? It's taking up too much of my space. And the developers replied saying, hey, the mirror is a core part of the game. We're not going to be removing it. And I'm like, yeah, the mirror is kind of a core part of the game, but it also kind of isn't in a lot of ways. You can just get through a lot of the levels just ignoring the rearview mirror, and then it only becomes more important when you have these few invisible enemies scattered through it. I wish there
Yeah,
was.
that's what's
I
confusing me.
wish it forced you to use the rearview mirror more, or there was like a bigger benefit to using it because it feels a bit clunky when you use the rearview mirror to shoot.
I realize that they're trying to make a boomer shooter, old school shooter here, but like I kind of feel like I want this mechanic in an actual like slow-paced horror shooting game.
Yeah, that would be an
It's like
interesting
you're
mechanic.
right, you're always looking round corners and going, what's behind me? Oh god, there's like this thing I can only see behind me. That'd be kind of cool. Just
Yeah,
like a
I'd
terror
recommend
movie,
that.
but I'm a big terror
Next
fan,
up, we
so
have Impaler. This is another arena shooter. So this is a arena shooter with like roguelike mechanics, and the big mechanic is you can summon spikes from the fucking ground, and it is as cool as it sounds. It is really cool.
it does sound really cool.
I think it starts off very, very simple, and I think the game does have quite a simple design. But I do think that the design of being able to summon spikes out the ground to fight your enemies actually made it really fun. It has that like Devil Dagger quality where it's like very simple, but also I was playing it for ages because I was just genuinely having a lot of fun.
Yeah. It looks quite satisfying to try and.
Yeah, like summon
So
the
I guess,
spike.
I guess it's interesting, like kind of like a novelty, I suppose. But like, I don't know, it looks quite fun.
Yeah, and you can get like upgrades for your gun, and then there's like these random slowing down time things, and it's like it's pretty satisfying when you like perfectly summon the spike underneath the enemy and you like impale
Yeah.
in midair or something. It's like, oh, this is really cool. And it's a game called Impaler, so it turns out impaling is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see that mechanic too often, like having like this thing you can do and you can shoot as well.
Yeah. And then there's like objectives you have to get like pots back to. These are optional, so when you get these back to their objective while you're playing, if you're able to move them while the wave's still going on, you'll get bonus gold, and then use gold to spend on upgrades. So you can upgrade how fast your spikes come out the ground. You can upgrade the range on how far you can send your spikes, that sort of stuff. Which I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool. So this is like a simple little arena game, and it's really fucking fun. I would really recommend Impaler. Pretty cool
good.
game.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Metal Hellsinger. So I played this. It's a rhythm FPS, and I think a bunch of my friends were mentioning this because apparently the people who did the soundtrack, it's a bunch of like really well-known metal artists,
Yeah.
which they were big fans of. I'm not really that much into metal personally.
No, I mean I like a couple of metal things, but like I'm not like a big metal fan. I have friends who like metal and that they played the demo and like really liked it. They wanted me to play it, and I was trying to explain that I'm not very good. Like this is the rhythm game, right? This is like rhythm
Yeah,
doom. Like
so
people keep saying.
I'm 50-50 on rhythm games.
Yeah.
I think they look cool, but
Yep.
generally
I'm
I'm
so
not a
bad
fan
at
of
rhythm.
rhythm games.
Yeah.
And I think this is like one of two I've tried, and I haven't like fully got along with it. But I also only played the demo, and I maybe if I like played like
Again,
played BPM for example,
yeah.
and I got
But again,
into
I
it.
feel like what I said previously is like I feel like a game where like you're rewarded for doing it to the beat, but you don't have to do it to the beat is better than like the mechanic is like required to be a part of the beat. That's just kind of
Yeah,
how I stand. Like this feels like you kind of have to, otherwise just like it's just like not really gonna work.
I think you can just find. You can't like
Uh
slash unless you're hitting it on a beat.
yeah.
It's like, man, I like trancey melody based stuff where it's like I liked Angerfoot because in Angerfoot I got to a point where I had a hallway of enemies and I was shooting them one by one to the beat of the music. I was like, this
Yeah.
is really cool, but that just happened naturally. I wasn't like
Yeah, exactly.
it
Yeah.
was like every time I was shooting off beat, it wasn't going like miss,
Yeah.
miss,
Yeah.
miss,
Yeah.
miss.
That's
It was
that's
just letting
exactly
me
how I
play the
feel.
game.
Yeah.
And I'm not,
But the other thing I
and
find really
I'm not
awkward.
saying I dislike Metal Hellsinger. I actually
No.
thought it was pretty good from what I played. I just think I would have to spend more time with one of these types of games,
Yeah.
a rhythm-based FPS, in order to see if I actually like this genre or not.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of just like a me problem because like I think the other problem I have here is like if I stop doing something like slashing to the beat, for example,
Yeah,
in this case, and then stop and have to then continue, like I find it really difficult to start being back into the beat.
yeah.
But that doesn't seem like a problem with a lot of people. Like they seem to just go straight into it. But look how cool this is! Like this is great. I love the concept. It's just like I'm scared that I'm gonna be really shit
Some,
at the rhythm part.
someone made a post on the in the community forums of this game and said, "I suck at rhythm games, but I'm willing to learn. Cool demo."
Right.
That's kind of how I feel. I'm like, this is a cool demo, but I suck at rhythm games.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm willing to give it another go.
Yeah.
I own BPM bullets per minute, so maybe I'll try playing that. But definitely check this out if you're already interested in this rhythm-based shooting sort of
If
stuff.
you like metal
Yeah, if you
and you
like
like
metal,
metal
you'll
and
probably
you like
like this.
metal, play this game. Or play a demo.
Or by the soundtrack, probably.
Mm.
Next up, we have Nightmare Decay. This is a Resident Evil style
Oh,
boomer
it's
shooter
this
game.
one. Yes. Yeah, yes.
So you go into like a nightmarish manor full of zombies, and then you have to like fight them off, and you have like a limited amount of ammo, and it's very like Resident Evil 1-ish, sort of like going into a big house and having to slowly move around and um, find keys
Yeah.
to get to certain rooms. You got the survival knife, which is really hard to use at first, and then eventually you get a rhythm to it, so you can conserve
You've got
ammo.
the classic Resident Evil fine thing in the bottom left there.
Yeah. This is a full game. I didn't realize this when I downloaded the demo, but it came out like right at the start of this year. I believe it was in like early access even. Um,
Right.
but I think I played the demo was quite long. Like I played the whole demo, and it was like quite a lot of the game, I believe. So I'm not sure how long the full game is, but I believe the full game is only about £3 or £4 off sale. So it's not that expensive.
Right,
Um,
okay.
so definitely one to check out. Definitely a cool game. Um, Yeah. And let's just skip to some more games. Oh, there was like a shooting minigame that was pretty fun. You get like this BB gun that you can use. You don't. It's just for this minigame really, because the bullets don't really do any damage
Right.
to zombies. But completing this unlocks bonus equipment for you. Where I'm like, oh, that's very Resident Evil. You just have a random minigame that gives you like in-game items.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that. I like that in games.
Yeah.
I miss that from modern games. Don't tend to do that anymore. I do miss that.
I found I was pretty easily able to go through and find everything that I was supposed to find, apart from at one point I got really stuck because I was supposed to open a washing machine and find a cat in there, and I didn't realize that
What?
until I looked it up online because I got really lost. Oh, it's got the notebook save system, Tony?
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
the best
typewriter
system.
save system?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those in-world saving.
It's got that real-life painting that terrifies me of like the giant eating the person's head off. I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen that painting?
I know you're right. It's been a while since
it was
seen
on the
it. You have
screen
to
a
show
second
me.
ago.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention.
I was trying to use the lockpick. Hang on, this photo.
Oh yeah. It is terrifying.
It's the terrifying real painting, which fits perfectly in with the other fake paintings.
Yeah. He's got like a look though, like he kind of like like tabs, like a totally accurate battle simulator look to him, right? It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I made a chaos. If we can find some zombo shooting.
But yeah, it's like a.
It has that very stand still, wait for it to be pinpoint accurate,
Yeah.
and then go for the head like Resident Evil style.
I do like that. It's like you feel like you're not like a Halo Spartan, though you're actually.
No,
like a
you have to like stop and slow your aim. And
I like.
You have like a limited sprint bar, slow reloading. It's very methodical.
Because I was thinking about this, like, because they're like some people like the old Resident Evil because of the clunky tank controls.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking about this. I think what they're trying to say is that having limitations to like the perfect shooter makes it like scarier because you feel more grounded. But I feel like they've confused that with clunkiness. I'm like, no, because you can make it smooth and fun, but you have these limitations that are like realistic and like forces you to slow down and go and then have these panic moments without being annoying, like the tank control, which I do think are annoying.
Yeah.
But no, it looked like I was not spiritual successor, but like heavily inspired by old Resident Evil games. Like, it looks fun.
Yeah, this game is definitely quite fun. I'd recommend picking it up because it's out now and it's pretty cheap. So check out Nightmare Decay if this one interests you. Next up we have Only Lead Can Stop Them. This is a basically Wolfenstein retro game. It is very Wolfenstein. You're going around and shooting Nazis and then also dogs like you do in the original Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
I think they're called I don't think they're like actual Nazis. I think it's set in the Spanish Civil War. Fight the fascist hordes. That's what it says. So they're not. They're not
that's
Nazis
during
in this game, but it's essentially like the same thing. As Wolfenstein.
Yeah. It's during the same period. Just that the Spain went in the war.
Okay.
So. They still have a massive fascism problem.
I thought this looked really cool because I like Wolfenstein, but I found I didn't really like this that much. I think.
No, I don't like the. I something off about like the textures and the things for me. Like something not quite.
It's like it was probably designed in Unity and made to look like it was older. Like they've got this fake like head bob sort of thing going on. It's like they're trying too hard almost.
I was just feel like it looks kind of ugly. Like I feel like I don't know. Like it looks like the bricks are like sandbags to me.
I don't know, like
maybe it's fine that you're making like look like old Wolfenstein where they had like very limited like textures and like a lot of the walls are the same. But I feel like maybe make them different. Like use your modern technology to like spruce it up. I don't know.
So the one thing I would say, like the animations are not the greatest. They're a bit like slow and sluggish.
Yeah.
Another thing that I know this it was in the old designs, but it's something I don't like. When you share ammo types, so the pistol and the SMG share ammo, and then also the game's ammo starving you, so it's trying to force you to use your sword or try and be more methodical with the pistol rather than the SMG because they share ammo.
But when you use pistol because SMG is...
I get that was in the older Doom games. I've played the older Doom games recently. They weren't this bad. Right. So like, just because like some of the older games they had like lesser ammo and they wanted you to explore more and use more of your weapons. I think they went a bit too far in this one. I would like to see a bit more ammo. I would like to maybe even see different ammo types on the SMG and the pistol. But obviously, it's their game and they can go whatever direction they want with it. So, I mean, if this is what other people want, then that's what they want. But just generally from what I saw other people saying, I think there was some agreement about like, the animations or having a save system or just a few more modernized elements that other Boom machines have added would be nice to see.
A lot of the stuff that you saw from the old games were limitations and like not we didn't learn things, right? So I feel like maybe add conveniences but maybe keep the style, but
And next up we have Retchid. Tony, I'll get you to guess. What game do you think this is inspired by? Maybe you don't know. I think Dave would immediately know. The TEC mining facility on Titan has been overrun by beings from another universe.
Right.
It is very like horror based.
Ooh.
Okay, so you don't know, but to anyone watching, this is basically a Doom 3 spiritual successor. Very like slow paced, like spooky corridor sort of thing. On a demons invading a mining facility on another planet. If you played Doom 3, this is very, Doom 3 like. I think this was really fun. Definitely like a cool little game. There was some cool weapon variety in the game. The weapons were like they were okay. There wasn't anything particularly interesting. Like I wasn't a huge fan of like the way the weapons shot. But I think like it's interesting to see these like slower paced, more like horror based shooters that were like Doom 3 because it seems like when we got the old like Doom 2016 and we went back to that style, we then immediately went to like Doom Eternal. We went like very fast paced, very very quick, and some people really really enjoyed these like Doom 3 style, slow paced, methodical, more.
Yeah, I'm not against slow pace stuff, but I do think we are missing like good horror with guns. Like a lot of horror is now like no, you can't, not allowed weapons, or you're not allowed to shoot stuff. But I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, I'm into.
Yeah, I'll show you some.
The
SMG is quite good. The AI seems a bit dumb, not that great. But I guess they're meant to be like grunts.
Yeah, but they should be more scary. They should be like. I don't know. Something seems off.
The demo is really broken. Every time you saved, it would reset all of your settings.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so the demo was broken when I played it, but I think it's going to be one of those things where it might be like a good game, but it might just be really janky.
Yeah.
So it may just need like it may just need a lot more polish. I think this game needs a lot more polish. I think that's the biggest problem with Retchid, is it's taking a really cool idea and it's got that atmosphere of the Doom 3 like creepy style done really good, but it needs a lot more polish, I think.
I feel like the guns need more punch, need more mechanics maybe, and then the enemies need to be scarier or like more intimidating.
Yeah. Let's let's move on. I have to mute for this next one, I think, because the audio bugged out on this one. This one is called Ripout. This is one of the few multiplayer demos that actually worked. So shout out to fucking 3D Realms. Tony, 3D Realms is back.
The back. Okay.
One of the old school boomer shooter guys. They've been publishing stuff like Iron Fury and Graven and Wrath. Oh, Apogee came back with another game recently as well, didn't they? What was Apogee doing? Oh, Turbo Overkill. That I talked about that last demo festival. So I know some people will play it from this demo festival. I think that game's fully out now, and that game's really, really fucking cool. So Apogee's one of the big like old school boomer shooter like publishers. They did like Rise of Triad, and I don't know if you know this, Tony, but Duke Nukem used to be a platformer back in the day.
Oh, right. Right.
I didn't even fucking know that until like this year. So yeah, it's cool to see some of these older guys back. Like we're used to, id Tech and stuff being back. It's cool to see 3D Realms and Apogee back. I want to see fucking Unreal come back. Whatever happened to those guys who made the Unreal games, like Unreal Tournament? What did they end up doing?
Probably nothing.
Yeah, they probably didn't make any battle royale.
I don't know. I've never been infused with Unreal, so.
I mean, people love that map, Two Fort. Not is it called Two Fort? I always think of the TF2 version. What's it called?
I feel like I never understood what people got out of it, and it just seemed very to me.
It's called.
Anyway, what's going on with
Facing Worlds? That's okay.
What's going on with Ripout? I feel like we've just been watching this, and I'm a bit confused.
So this is a co-op horror FPS.
Yeah, sounds great.
You have you go through procedurally generated derelict ships with mutants on them, and that are capable of reconfiguring their alien bodies to survive. Your gun is a pet. I don't know if you.
I was gonna say, is that a creature?
I don't know if you see me shoot it and reload it.
Well, I keep seeing you hold a creature, so is that what's going on?
Hang on, I'll wait and see if I reload the gun, you'll be able to see like the animation. It's like an actual living creature. And then one thing you can do is there's like other living creatures in the world, and you can get your gun to go and fetch them and then attach them to you as like tactical attachments. It's a weird like body horror, like slow paced here, and it's really, really fucking fun.
It's fun as well. Okay, I said the concept is really cool. I
played it. So I'm playing online with random people here because I was like, oh, I'll see what the multiplayer's like, and then I played through with some friends, and I was like, oh, this is really, really cool.
I can see it being way better for friends than random people.
And you want to pick up these little attachments. So I'm using like a rocket launcher one I found. You can get like shield ones and attach them. They'll give you like an extra shield to use. And another cool thing is it's like all of the little enemies in the game are almost like micro objectives because you want to attach them to you. What happens is the enemies you face, if they find these little guys, they'll attach them to themselves and then use them as well. Right. And it makes it like this really interesting like tug of war pull between these little creatures that you want to like keep attaching to yourself and stopping the enemies attaching to them. Like the enemy design and the whole like animation and stuff is really fucking cool. It's this weird mix of like biogenic creatures and weapons that are like merged together. It is really, really fucking cool. And then you collect like these upgrades which then give you like benefits and give you like more powerful guns or more health and stuff like that. And as you progress. And again, each level's procedurally generated, which I think works. It's cool to have like going onto a derelict ship and then being like, oh, I never know what's going to happen. It's good for like multiplayer. I wish some of the levels were a bit more key made, like specifically made sort of thing. I do hope there is maybe more of a single player story to it, that has more of like a handcrafted vibe to it. But
Like you're going through and like you have an objective that's like
yeah,
makes sense to, and you're forced to go down a place. Yeah, that's what I would want personally.
but yeah, it seems like it is quite like good for pop in, pop out sort of thing. You can see here, like this guy here, like is like he's got like a space on his arm, and if he finds one of those little creatures, they're just gonna like pop in, and then he'll start using like the rockets that they offer, or like he'll get like a shield.
Right.
And basically, the main core gameplay loop is you go into a room, there's an objective, you do the objective, and you get to a new room. That's like the main core gameplay loop.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I do really like the aesthetic going on here. Like it is definitely.
Yeah, the aesthetic's really cool. It is a lot more slow, methodical. It is closer to
Yeah,
that Doom 3 style. Like you do have to
I like that.
you do have to preserve ammo, and your incentive. I think that's to try and incentivize you to try and use the attachments more, because you can keep using the attachments until they run out of their ammo, and then you can find more. So using like the rocket attachments that you find from retrieving stuff with your pet gun, it like forces you to try and use that, which is an interesting system. I think it works well in this. I said before, sometimes, trying to force players to artificially use mechanics because of limiting ammo can be a bad thing. I think it's okay
Yeah.
in this system.
Well, yeah, it depends. If you decide to do that, then you need to make sure you've balanced the way you gather ammo, and it makes sense with the gameplay loop.
But I think it is a very much designed for co-op thing. I think this would be really fun if you had I think playing multiplayer with strangers was okay, but I think this game is going to be way more fun with like a couple of friends that you're talking to on Discord or something. That's when it's going to be really good.
Screaming at the horrors over the mics. That's where it's at. Yeah, this is really cool.
There's a lot of random vents and stuff that will just pop out at you and stuff like that. So
okay,
this is really, really cool. We got two more, Tony.
It was awesome.
Slayer's X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance of the Slayer.
So I'll just write Slayer X here?
Yeah, sure. Have you got what it takes to be a Slayer X?
No. So this is the game I'm not sure about. I don't... So
this is a game...
Oh my god.
This is a game designed as if someone was like, I'm gonna make the most epic game in 1998. So it has,
ironically pretend to be something that isn't ironic, right?
It's got that old school looking interface and options and all that stuff. It's also somehow connected to the Hypnospace Outlaw game in some way. Which I'm not sure how, but apparently it is, so that's
It's
cool.
in the expanded universe, I think.
Yeah. I have to say about that. But generally, from what I played, the gameplay is actually really, really cool. Sometimes I think it's easy to look at these boomer shooters and just look at how they look and go, oh, I don't think I'd be interested in that, but then playing them's a completely different thing, because I remember I saw H-Rot. H-Rot, that's the very beige grey Quake style, horses and gas masks running at you, and I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? This is so weird. And then I tried the demo in one of these Steam Fests, and I was like, oh, the gameplay of this is really fucking good. I get it now.
Psychos.
Get a blast. We're hackers from the future, and we use hacker blood in order to power our weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
What the hell is your left hand?
I think that's a melee weapon.
Okay.
Oh, you collect glass shards for some reason? I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm just very confused.
You also shoot the gun sideways, because that's the cool way to do it.
Oh yeah, obviously. I'm surprised the sights aren't on sideways.
I'm the #1 hacker. Yeah, I think the story is you're the #1 hacker, and that psychos have come and attacked the hackers, and now you have to go and kill them. No one cares about the story. It's just a cool retro throwback boomer shooter.
Yeah, I don't care about the story, but like I feel like I don't understand the setting either.
I mean, you're in a sewer, and if you know anything about boomer shooters, you have to have a bunch of sewer levels for no reason.
It's just a really interesting setting that everyone loves.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I like good sewer levels, but like I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so
I think it started off that they yeah. It started off that it was people hated sewer levels because they were in these old like boomer shooters.
yeah.
But then it became like a meme to put the sewer level into the new like throwback boomer shooters because they were always in the old shooters. So it's like, well, if you're gonna throw back to the old shooters, you've got to put a fucking sewer level into it.
Right.
So I'm shooting shit in the sewer and I'm collecting its hacker blood, so I can go and hack the world.
Yeah, I'm just very confused.
Yeah, I mean this game's pretty fun. I think the Zane character is somehow related. So I haven't played Hypnospace Outlaw, but I think the Zane character may be related. He's also in Hypnospace Outlaw or something, which I think is how they're related. I don't know. I've never played Hypnospace Outlaw, but that's sort of like a 90s Windows PC emulating game that people seem to really like. I might have to check that out, but all I can say about this game is it's really cool. So yeah, check this one out if you're into weird boomer shooters.
It is weird.
And finally, okay, Tony, I said to you before we started recording, I said I'm going to be talking to you about Fear, the game Fear.
Yeah, here we go. So, my experience with Fear is a demo one, actually.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I kind of. It wasn't the Fear 1, I'm pretty sure it was Fear 3, but it might have been Fear 2. I played a demo for Fear 2, and I thought it was great. Like, the ghosts were fucking terrifying.
So if I said to you, Tony, what is Fear about, what would you say?
Shooting like paranormal stuff and just dealing with the shit they cause.
Yeah. So you would probably say Fear is like a weird horror game with a
it's scary, but
the most memorable character would be the spooky little creepy girl that's in the Fear game.
Well, she's on the box, right?
Fear 1 is nothing like that, and it is so like strange that that's what Fear has become known as.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about one of the throwbacks that's happening recently is like Trepang, which is a throwback to Fear 1. Which Fear 1 is much more about you have a room full of enemies, and it's all about slow pace, fast pace, slow motion, quick, like jumping across the screen, just killing a bunch of enemies very quickly. Dodge bullets and just leave a trail of bad guys. It's very much like having a bunch of AI that just runs at you and then dispatching lots of them. If you remember the game I talked about, Severed Steel, that was also sort of like a Fear 1 throwback where it was very much like bullet time, like quick shooting, lots of like basic enemies sort of thing.
Right.
With like special ability sort of thing. It also has that like almost Crisis 1 feel where you're like you can go invisible and that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes from this one. I'm getting a lot of Fear 1 vibes from this. I know, like
I'm a Fear 2 guy, I think.
Right. Have you played Fear 1 though?
No. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I really like the paranormal stuff. So.
But it has that it has a stealth system where when you're in
Oh
shadows they
yeah,
can't see you. There's lots of different
yeah.
ways to choose how to face the enemies. You can go in just like running guns blazing. You can go in stealth and methodical. You can
But
put
do you go into
silencers
a
on your
school?
weapons.
Do you go into a school with haunted by ghosts and they come through the walls and just fuck you up? Like,
No, there's n-
oh,
there's no paranormal stuff in this.
what? Oh, okay.
That's not what Fear's about.
What do you mean? That's just what I played.
But yeah, it is interesting. Like the the Fear games have become so different from what the original Fear was.
Yeah. I
Uh,
expect every fair game is like quite different from the previous one.
I think Fear 1 is spooky sometimes, but it's mostly just a shooter game.
Well, I feel like it's atmospheric and like you're like,
Somebody on the
yeah.
Fear Steam page says, I only download this after playing Trepang 2, because the
What?
developers said that it was inspired by Fear.
Right.
They're saying that they really enjoyed the original Fear, so yeah. Trepang 2 is very much on that Fear 1 vibe. Um, yeah, just to go back to Trepang 2, I really enjoyed Trepang 2. I thought it was really fun. And again, the same thing I did with Severed Steel, where I played the demo and then it had like an arena arcade mode. And I just ended up
Yeah.
playing that for ages. I did the same thing with Trepang
Oh,
2.
really?
So it's like, because when you have a game where you have like these slight abilities with lots of guns and it's all about just killing a bunch of grunts, having an arena where you can just load in a bunch of grunts and then take them out is like in different ways, like sliding and kicking them over and then just like jumping into the air, going into bullet time and then headshotting a bunch of guys. That sort of stuff's
Yeah.
always fun. So it's just like having a little like sandbox arena where you can do that is like a cool thing to have. But yeah, I'll try and show you some of the gameplay so you can see what it's like before we end.
So waiting for the spooky ghosts, but told there's none. Spooky soldiers? Oh, that's pretty spooky.
This is the sort of thing. So you've got like a focus ability that slows down time, and then you
Yeah.
have like a cloak ability that lets you go unseen. There's this idea of that you are the one guy against the army of normal guys, almost
You're
John
the one.
Wicky. Yeah, oh, it's Mark Neo from the Matrix. Yeah, if
This
we're
is
on
like
the
Max Payne in the Matrix.
if we're on the Keanu Reeves analogies, Angerfoot is John
Whoa!
Wick. The
There's a
Trepang
Keanu
2
Reeves character for every
is
situation.
Neo. You're just like
Yeah.
running around dodging bullets. So you can like use silence weapons and go stealthy and take out lights, but I was like, I'm gonna have way more fun just running around shooting people with guns.
I mean, the solo mechanics are really fun. Like the the amount of gunfire you can spit out, it seems crazy.
Oh, you can run up to people and like take them hostage and use them as like human shields, stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
cool. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's really fucking cool. But yeah, that's the sort of stuff you could do. And for some reason, you can put a silencer on a shotgun.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Reasons.
I don't understand
Yeah.
that, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm told that's not even like remotely useful.
Yeah. I don't think silencers are even that useful, to be honest with you.
I think they're overstated, but they do have their uses.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not silencers. They're suppressors, right?
Yeah, suppressors.
They still can be quite loud, and I think the way you'd have to ask an actual someone who likes guns like a lot more than I do. Like I just like pass. Like I swear, someone's top of is like the way shotgun works. You can't really suppress it in the same way as a normal gun.
But this is one of the cool like parts of the demo where you just go into a room and elevators just start coming down
Yeah.
with just like loads of enemies, and you just get to go
I
around.
have no idea what it's got to do with Spooky Ghost, but it looks great.
Okay, there's no fucking Spooky Ghost in Trepang 2 from what I played.
Well, I didn't realize we were doing Max Payne. I didn't realize that was what we were doing.
It's Fear 1, Tony.
What do
Fear's
you
not
know?
about the spooky girl.
What do you mean? That's why I bought the game.
You do get like more advanced enemies that can take more of a beating.
Yeah, I'm liking the way you have to deal with enemies and like using the focus. It does remind me like Max Payne mixed with the Matrix quite a lot.
And on the boss baby vibes from this one.
Yeah. No, this is really good though.
Yeah, I think we have to end the Tangerine soon because we've been it's longer than the podcast this week.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, check out Trepang 2 because this game's sick. I really liked it.
Yeah, that's good.
So from the games I talked about, the ones that I would recommend saying you have to try, definitely try Trepang 2, Selaco, Angerfoot, and Ripout. I would say my ones. I would say definitely try and check those out. Those are the ones I'm like. These are some of my favorites. So check out those games. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.